So we're moving on with Martial Law 2 Undercover. This is part of this double set that Vinegar Syndrome released. This is one of my favourite releases that they've done in general. We are thrown into the world of Sean and Billy once more, but Sean is being played by Jeff Wincott this time. Chad McQueen has left the production for some reason, and I really missed that actor. I don't know what happened, and if any of you wonderful viewers know, let me know in the comment box why he didn't return for part 2, because I'm really curious about that. What we have here is Sean, who is done so well and so great being martial law that he is being transferred to another bureau that he has to go to. He's leaving Billy behind, and this becomes the first major problem of this movie, separating the main characters. And from then on, there is a lack of understanding of general storytelling at that point, where we leave a character for a vast period of time before we go back to them, and then this happens interchanging until they kind of come together, but it just feels almost neglectful of our characters, because I do like Billy. I'm kind of interested in this new Sean storyline, which I kind of know where it's going from the start. So it's basically all about this rich guy's club. He is a businessman, he has illegal fights there, he is running some dodgy dealings, gun running and whatever, and it's basically about our cops trying to take them down. But it does do it in some interesting aspects. Billy, our Cynthia Rothrock's character, who now gets top billing, quite rightly so, because she's awesome, gets a job in the bar undercover to kind of suss out the information, because Sean, being hot-headed and not at all as intelligent as he was in the first movie, goes to this bar and kicks off straight away. And everything in this one is kind of bigger within the fight scenes. The fight scenes are a little bit more grander, they're a little bit more common, and they are definitely more brutal and bloody within this movie. And that's both a good thing and a bad thing, because I feel like the production standards in this one have went down a bit. We've only got a few settings. Most of the movie takes place in this club or a couple of other settings all over the place. But it never really feels like a grand story. It never feels like we get out into the world and see various locations like we did in the first one. We're stuck a lot within this club or within various other rooms, and it never really quite gets much better than that at all. I kind of enjoyed certain aspects of it. I liked Tanner, the kind of bad guy's number 2, who was going to do a lot of the fighting for him. I liked the idea of some of the story elements. I liked Billy Drago as the chief of police, which is unusual to see him in a good guy role, which was a real surprise, but a wonderful surprise to this movie. But this one is all about the action and the fight scenes. If that's what you're after, that's what you're going to get. Whereas the first one had a little bit of emotional connection with it, a little bit of a more coherent storyline, this one definitely just goes for tropes, hits the beats, some surprises, but just fights, and more fights. Not necessarily the best decision. Although I do feel the fight scenes are a little bit more professionally done this time round, a little bit better than they were in the first one. I still feel that the first one had a little bit more gutso, a little bit more energy and just pure raw force about it than this one does. It's still a very good movie. I still enjoyed Martial Law 2 Undercover, but watching it right after the first one, I was let down with the missing Chad McQueen. I was let down with the separating storyline of our two characters that I really liked seeing together. Even if it was a different actor, I would have preferred to have seen them working together more. But that's by the by. There's nothing we can do about that, no. Now, I still thought the film was fun, energetic, good fight scenes, lacking in story options. Some of the twists that come are foreshadowed way early, and you can tell exactly what's going to happen, especially when people just turn up and you're like, aha, I know exactly where you're fitting in on this story. The Martial Law 2 and 1 set from Vinegar Syndrome is an essential pickup. I utterly loved this set of movies. Just the first one blew me away and is worth the price alone if you're into your direct-to-video action movies of the early 90s. I would love to know your thoughts on martial law too, let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on ManVFilm.